Oh, um, this was a interesting, very interesting fight. I don't think I've ever had to time out someone before. Like never, I've never done that before. So it just happened, but I don't even remember the first half of the fight. All right, all right. So starting hand is not bad, right? You have Cyber Repair Plant, you have Raigeki, you have Dre, and Solemn Judgment. So I'm like, all right. If next hand I draw a regular, like any Cyber Dragon card, I've got this in the bag. Okay, so he goes first, which is why I'm like, cool. Banishes a bunch of cards, and I'm like, alright. So I get Cyber Dragon. But Cyber Dragon can't be summoned unless he is summoned. And I don't have the spell card that lets me special summon Cyber Dragon. So I'm like, alright. I put these two down, and then my turn. Yeah, this guy summons, and then immediately Link summons. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. I don't really care. I Solemn Judgment it because it's got a weird ability, and I don't like that. So at this point, he's at half deck. All right, 19 cards. I have 34. So I'm like, okay. And timing out somebody doesn't like come to mind. Anyway, so I get the special card, right? Which means I can special summon Sire Dragon, regular summon Dre, make it level 5, and get Infinity on the field. So that's what I do. Then he decides, all right, I'm gonna draw every time you special summon. And I say, I don't really care, so I go with it anyway. Your special summon, regular summon, you know, the whole dealio. You get Nova, and you get Infinity. All right, pretty normal, and I attack him. So here I still have Raigeki, so I'm not scared at all. And even if they use like any form of card, I can negate it with Infinity. So I send Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. I negate that. I'm like, okay, great. This is going well so far. And then for some reason, he just keeps bleeding cards, and I'm like, oh, okay, it seems legit. Oh yeah, I had used up Infinity's thing, so I couldn't deal with Lightning Storm, unfortunately. So here are the great meme, and I get Ash Blossomed here. I'm like, what? Okay, well, whatever. I heal myself, which is legitimately one of the deciding factors in this fight. Just a meme poison of the old man. They place down Cyber Load Fusion to scare them. Oh, what if it's Mirror Force, you know? So he starts going him and cheese, starts summoning everything, but I have Raigeki, so I'm just like, well, it's fine. This card is well, I knew one of these cards had to be a counter card for sure, so even if I had used Raigeki, it probably would have been stopped, but I still used it anyway because it's fine. Yeah, so he removes that and he attacks me directly. I'm like, oh god. Oh no, I'm going to lose. So what I thought. I look at the his deck again and I'm like, oh okay. So here I try to use Raigeki and I get Solemn Judgment. I mean, I kind of expected that. But what he doesn't know is I have a Kaiju fusion monster. Uh, so I Kaiju his Ling monster and summon this. But then he tributes that. I'm like, oh, okay. Right, so I actually made, well, we'll get to it. Yeah, so he starts inviting the whole family and gets the Link monster again. And so I'm scared for my life. Oh yeah, but then Torrential Tribute activates and he kills his own card. So I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so here becomes the worst thing in existence. I start to only get trap cards. And he only starts to get trap cards too. So we're just like, well, what do we do? And we just stare at each other. Wow, a solemn judgment. Great. And we just keep drawing cards. So I'm like, great. And I get Sire Dragon. I'm like, wow, if only I could use it. Because once again, 5-star doesn't control the monster. Well, what do I do? And he knows. Okay, I get duplication. Well, what can I do with it? Nothing. So I'm like, alright, I guess I'll keep going then. And he refuses to summon, so I can't put down Cyber Dragon. And I'm like, well, what do I do? I get this. I'm like, wow, this is useless. So I do nothing. And this guy's cards keep dwindling. I'm like, well, am I gonna time this guy out? Oh, but then Cyber Emergency comes, right? So I can get Core, and then I can use this, and then I can get the Infinity out. But then he Ash Blossoms it like an asshole. I'm like, what? Why do you have two Ash Blossoms? Anyway, I lose that. Okay, so here is... No, it's fine. So summon Core, and Core gets negated. I'm like, well, great. So like, you had monsters this entire time. Anyway, so he does this. And so I can special summon now that he has monsters and I don't. Now here's the misplay. Uh, okay. Oh, I saw in Judgment that. Because I don't like that at all. Okay, so I use Evolution Burst, which means I can't attack, but I put it in defense mode. Anyway, I'll tell you why. Okay, this was such a big misplay because I have Cyber Dragon on the field. Now, remember how I kaiju'd his Link monster using this thing? Yeah, so uh wait, which monster was it? It was a monster that I used before that had a really good ability. I don't really remember, but basically I had the ability to summon another monster. Okay? Like using one of the fusion summons. I genuinely don't remember. But there was a prompt for me to activate the ability and I read the card ability. And basically, if that was in the graveyard, I could summon another monster with 2100 attack. And yeah, I could have had Infinity right here, like right now. But I was dumb. I was very, very dumb. So I get two machine duplications. It's useless. So I'm like, well, I'll just attack. Yeah, I don't remember which card it was. I feel like it was Mega Fleet, but for some reason. Alright. So he destroys everything. And I'm like, well, I put this down to scare him. Keep him, he has one card left. I'm like, what is he gonna do? So here I'm like, okay, I can do it. summon it, and he decides no. Why? Why is he like this? So I tribute summon. Cyber Eternity. Oh, it was Eternity. Okay, so this is the misplay that's coming up. So I use this to bring back Cyber Dragon, and I get one Dre. Okay, so this ability, you can banish this from the graveyard, and then you can special summon a Cyber Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So this, level 5, this, I could have brought out Cyber Dragon, sent this out, bam, infinity. But you know what I did? Nothing. Because I saw he had 0 cards left, and I was like, that's fine. So I do this, which was stupid. I just face it down. I didn't realize that I could have summoned infinity here. So he starts going ham and cheese again. And he invites the whole family just to link summon the same monster. And then he loses. This is so stupid. I don't. What was his plan? He kept sacrificing his own link monsters. Was he throwing? Like, I don't get it. And anyway, yeah, that's it. God.